So hi you guys, so I'm just coming here to let you know a dream that I had last night. Maybe it was just morning, I'm not sure, but I know it was after 12, so I'm gonna say just morning. Well, I had this dream that I was standing in the neighborhood, right, and I had stopped at this Chinese store it was like a little store where they cook, sell, how a Laconda Chinese stores is. So I had wound up stopping there to get me something to eat. So when I asked the lady how much was something a slab, right, she presented to tell me that it was $20, but then she caught herself and said, no, it's 40, right? And so I'm like, oh, well, let me just see what else I could, So I went to seeing what else I could get besides the $20 because I had 60. So, me trying to bargain my money or whatever. So making sure I have enough for everything I needed. So I wound up seeing the little people that sit, I guess they was waiting on food, or maybe they were just hanging out in the store or whatever. I wound up asking them, I was like, how much is such and such, do you know? And it's like they really didn't want to answer me. They didn't really wanted to tell me. So I'm like, that's crazy. I said, because she wound up telling me 20, then she switched it to the 40. So I was like, I didn't really want it or whatever. So that's my baby trying to come in the camera, y'all. So I wound up waiting to see what's going on. So okay, I wound up saying, okay, I'm gonna get the meat because I needed the meat. So I wound up getting the meat, and they had this another girl who always came in the store. She was very cool with the store owners. She was very cool with the store owners. She was very cool with the store owners, and when she came up in there, she wound up asking the store owners for her So the store owner looked, and she waited for like 5-10 minutes, and then she wound up saying, oh, we ran out of food. We don't have any more. We don't have nothing else. It's no more. And I was like, what? No more? She was like, nothing. Like her store, when I looked around, it was empty. Like they really didn't have nothing, right? So I'm like, oh, wow. And she was like, for the girl, the black lady was like, because she had her kids with her, like 3-4 kids. She was like, for real? Nothing? You don't have nothing? She was like, that's strange. So we wound up leaving. I wound up leaving too. So it's like the dream switched to me in this apartment complex. And I wound up letting my 2 little girls go outside and play. Now, remind you, they all crossed the street instead of being in front of the door playing. They crossed the street or whatever. So I'm telling my baby to come on, but it's like she's not listening to me. So I wind up letting my oldest girl go play, and she go wind up doing the same thing. So I'm like, why y'all not listening? So I'm kind of getting mad because they're not listening to me. So now I'm screaming at them to come on inside, but by the time I start screaming at them, they still not listening to me. So they had this man, a group of guys pulled up and picked him up. It was like a foreign. And when they picked him up, what he came outside with was this big old gun. Oh my God. It was like the size of one arm to another. If you stretch your arms out, if you stretch your arms out, it was like one arm to another. So he was like, I was like, come on, Jamie, Kirk, come on. So as they started for a little while, they wind up coming. So as they wind up coming, I wind up grabbing them and telling them, y'all not going outside no more because y'all do not listen. I told y'all whenever such and such to play in front of the door. So to say, when I woke up out of the dream, it was like, y'all, God is trying to let us know famine. God is trying to let us know if your kids not listening, they're going to get caught up. They're going to get caught up. So we need to apply our kids now. We need to apply our kids right now. We need to make sure that they are listening. We need to make sure that we set boundaries and rules with them right now. I don't care if you have boundary and rules in your house or whatever. You need to set boundaries and rules now. For if something happened, they know what to do. They know how to move. So, yes. And the guy who came out the house while my kids was outside playing, just like a normal day, all of this stuff was happening. So that was God letting me know that while we thinking that it's a normal time right now, they getting ready. They getting ready to start war. They getting ready to start war against God's people. They getting ready to, that dragon that's falling from out of the sky, and I am on that, so I'm be writing that, so be staying tuned to see what I'm writing about in Revelation 12. Yes, the woman who prevailed, who was having labor pains, and the dragon got thrown out the sky. He made war against the woman and her child. Well, we are the child, and the dragon is making war against us. He's getting prepared to make war against us. So I just pray that no matter what you do, how we do, yes, we are going to need faith in this hour. We're going to need faith in this hour. We're going to need the armor of God. We're going to need that belt of truth. We're going to need that breastplate of salvation. We're going to need that the peace. The shoes of peace. In order to have the shoes of peace, you're going to have to stand in truth. You're going to have to stand in salvation. So the peace going to come knowing God's promise. The peace is going to come knowing that God have our back, and whatever God says, that we abide in him and he abide in us, is true. All his words, everything that he mentioned out his mouth, he said will come to pass. He said 10,000. He said 100 will fall at your feet. 10,000 will fall at your left side, but none will come near. So whatever we doing, whatever is going on, make a plan. Ask God, ask the Holy Spirit, because I have been reading my Proverbs 8, going through. I have been reading Genesis, understanding the truth, the oracles of God, because sometimes we get off of the patterns of the true God, and we sometimes have to go back to understand that this is the true God. This is the God I need to be aware of and need to be listening to. Not no other gods, not no other person, not none of that. I need to be waiting patiently in the armor of God and waiting for his say so, because I know the protection that he have over me and my household, and we just have to get it right. This is a call. This is a call. You hearing all these earthquakes? Okay, baby, we're hearing all these earthquakes in the earth. This is a shaking that's happening now. This is when the rumors of war and the things that's about to come, kid you not, he say once the peace come, after that, you're going to hear the rumors of war, and then self-destruction is going to happen. So we have to be prepared for this, because the horsemen, they about to make war. Man is about to make war against God's kids. That means the Antichrist spirit. If you're not in God's spirit, that means you're in the Antichrist spirit. That means you are the dragon. So it's not just one dragon. It's not just one woman that's making, label, that's having label. God's kids. It's not just one child. It's all of us. This is all God's kids. So if you look at it, no righteousness from wrong, and walk in that state. So whatever we do, have our prayers of what we're going to say. Okay, baby, have our prayers, what we're going to say. Make sure you write down the prayers and make sure you write them on your heart, because we going to need God. I love you guys. And remember, it dwells in you. Mwah.